What is up, guys? Cedar B here, coming at you with another war recap, and we're going to be doing these a little bit differently for just these random spins. Not going to be going over the stats of the war as in detail as I have been. Pretty much just going to keep that to the league wars. If you guys have any comments about that, let me know. Just for right now, I think going forward, I think that's what I'll start doing. So if you do or don't like it, let me know. But as you can see, we went against Immoral Thieves in this, came away with a defeat of 5 stars. We had 94.15% total destruction for us, 98.38 for them. One of the biggest factors in this war, though, was they had an additional 3 Town Hall 10, so it was quite unbalanced. But with that being said, overall, good war, ClashUnited, and over to you guys over there on Immoral Thieves. And let's get right into the attacks. First, we have Jimmy using a Go Laloon. And I liked this attack generally because we do see a lot of bowlers right now. He actually keeps it pretty central with Goho as well, doesn't use bowlers that much. I think he just prefers using the kill squad without any bowlers, and that's not a bad thing. He's able to, choose the base, read it correctly for what he wants to do, and this is no different. So he does execute this very well. Brings both golems in. That wizard tower gets distracted by that golem, and he's able to get a nice clean wall break. And at this point, he has nowhere else for the troops to go. King and queen are going to go in, followed by a couple of wizards. That jump spell gives him access to the queen, both air defenses, CC, and if he can get deep enough, that south air sweeper. But going to get a good push here. He'll get about 30% of the base down, and then he's going to bring in his Lalo portion, excuse me, from about 2 o'clock to 3 o'clock, and he'll just work in a clockwise rotation around the rest of the base. So main threats have been eliminated, main objectives have been completed, and at this point, everything that they're going to be getting is pretty much bonus value. Nice to have his queen up at full health, still has her ability, so she'll be doing a pretty good cleanup act once she's able to get through that wall. Lalo portion ends up starting here. First Lava Hound sent over. Distraction from all point defenses in that area. He does have a Tesla farm that's popping at 6 o'clock, so he'll have to be a little careful getting through here. Those can always be a little nasty. You don't generally know what traps might be in there, so he elects to drop his second rage spell. He brought 3 for his Lalo portion. He elects to drop his second rage spell over that Expo and that Wizard Tower, get that splash damage out of the way. He did have enough balloons to get through that Tesla farm, obviously. One comment I could make, though, is maybe dropping one of the rages and bringing a haste spell might have been advantageous as well. Just giving yourself the option to speed them up a little bit quicker, maybe on the outside, getting through that Tesla farm. Having a haste in there could have been nice, but didn't obviously affect it that much. Bringing the 3 rage spells, just an observation, but overall, absolutely crushed it. So good job, Jimmy, on that. And we'll go ahead and move on to the next attack here. All right, now we're going to move up to, where is this, 29. Just, the thing I like about this, I love funky, weird bases. I think they're fun, they're interesting, and some of them, one of the things I like about this game is, a base might look tough, but when you sit there and you break it down, ends up getting crushed. And this is just one of those, doesn't look necessarily tough, just looks very interesting, fun to attack. So Moonlight doing a great job here, bringing an Archer Queen Walk, Go Boho. So 4 healers at the space pretty much of 2 golem, and bringing 1 actual golem for his Bowler King Wizard portion here that he's going to bring in at 8 o'clock. Once the CC is dealt with, the queen starts walking towards the core of the base. He's going to basically take advantage of the natural funnel that is created by this. Drops his golem finally, drops a few hogs on that cannon, and with the layout of the defenses, or, obviously with the compartments, the hogs don't have to worry too much about any traps, and you see how far they get into the base with that. So compact bases like this, good call bringing hogs. Still has 18 of those in the bag, and you can see just how he took advantage of this natural funnel of the base, and doesn't bring a jump spell, just lets them beat through the base. But look at the amount of damage they were able to cause. That double jump or the double bounce by the bowlers, absolutely crushing it. So obviously, nothing really left to do at this point but bring in those hogs. And he did have those at least 10% battery. He did have these compartments set up correctly for the hogs, but I think he was planning too much on having them come in from this side, and when he brought them in from this side at 8 o'clock where he started his golem, obviously they didn't have to worry about the spring traps too much. So as a base building guide, base building tip maybe, in this situation it might be better with a symmetrical base to have everything kind of pointing out in one direction out from the core. But with that being said, Moon, great hit, man. Absolutely loved it. Fun base, fun attack. So we'll get moving on to kicker. And I just absolutely love seeing these triple jumps, getting all the way through the base. So 3 jumps, 1 heal spell, 3 golems. And generally when I've seen at least 3 jump spell, you're bringing about 4 golem or so, but he elects to bring 3, sees that a lot of the DPS is generally spread out through the base pretty evenly, so I think he made a good judgment call on that. Bringing a few extra wizards, making sure he's able to have a few back-end hogs, so that was a good call. And the way he does this entry right here, sorry I wasn't zoomed in on it, but he dropped that jump spell nice and early. The golem at 9 o'clock, he let have a wall break in there. And I think that was just to ensure nice clean pathing for that golem to go into the compartment, and the golem that was outside the compartment where the queen is generally at right now, just letting it naturally work into the base, and both of them got the benefit of that jump. So I thought that was a really nice touch, good read on that kicker. Nice to see that type of stuff, just definitely showing a little bit of skill and mastery with the attack, and what to look for, having a good eye for it. And at this point, he's invested the back-end troops over here at this Expo Island, wants to get it taken out. Unfortunately, those hogs do hit a big old giant bomb. They get generally wiped out, but at this point, the damage is pretty much done. His queen is, back there beating on a wall as usual, has some bowlers working around the outside, and does have a baby dragon, so going to take a little bit of time for this to work through. And if that giant bomb hadn't gotten those hogs, he would be looking pretty steady right now. That golem being over there at 9 o'clock, obviously tanking for that archer tower right there, but in general, having it up for those hogs, this base would have been ripped a long time ago. So can't plan on that type of stuff, but nonetheless, it was a great attack, so good job, kicker. And we didn't have any Town Hall 11 3-stars in this. There was a total of 16 11v11 attacks in this war, and one of them was a 3-star, and that was on their end. They had 11 attacks for 1 3-star. We had 5 attacks for no 3-stars, so a little bit of a rough war. But with that being said, I was just thinking that because we're going to Town Hall 10 right now, and we'll be taking a look at Brandon hitting Battle Axe number 19 with a Falcon, and this was just awesome. The amount of troops he gets into the core of this base is just almost disgusting. I mean, it's just awesome. I love to see it. So awesome funnel was created starting down here at 6 o'clock, and what he's going to want to do is he's going to cut the remaining funnel that he wants up here at 9 o'clock, and he's going to, he's going to actually want everything to work in towards 9 o'clock, so he does have a little bit of a long queen walk here. But nonetheless, he'll get through it relatively quickly. Has 2 jump spell as well, so he doesn't want to really count on the Valks deviating too much. He wants to keep them generally in a path right where he wants them to go. So good safe investment into that, and it does end up paying off here, and especially with the extra investment into the bowlers that he made, having the pathing, be somewhat more reliable is definitely going to pay off. And he had a little bit of a scare there with his healers on his queen. His queen got down all the way down low after popping that ability, and they do jump back on, get her back to full health, and now look at what I was talking about. All of those bowlers, a few of them ended up dying on the outside, but this base is just absolutely wrecked, and there's only 50% of it gone. Things can obviously turn quickly, very quickly at Town Hall 10, as I'm going to be finding out. I actually just went to Town Hall 10 the other night, and, going to be upgrading and doing that whole deal. But, things can turn very quickly, but in this instance, the way he got everything in there, the healers on them, great little queen walk funnel, great bowler witch assisted funnel at 9 o'clock, getting all of them worked in, getting all those Valkyries in there, absolutely crushed it. So everything kind of just trickled off here. Obviously not bringing any back end defensive targeting troops. He's going to have a few of them scattered out, especially in this case with these, pesky Teslas being outside the base. But he's got a bow witch going across the rest of it. One Valkyrie is up. She'll die. And the queen is actually going to make it through the rest of this raid with just a sliver of health. So absolutely great attack. Good job, Brandon, getting all those troops in there. That was just beautiful to see. So we'll go ahead and fast forward through the rest of this. And we'll be going one up to Mr. Mess. And this was great. Look at this army composition. So he has giants in the CC and 2 healers, 3 Valkyries, and just kind of like, at first I was kind of like, what are you doing? And what he does with this is absolutely beautiful. I guess what I'm going to call the attack, if this is a current attack strategy, let me know in the comments. But he's basically doing a Sui Hero HG healer giant bowler Valk push and hogs on the back end. So queen goes up at what is that, about 10:30. Cuts the funnel up top there, and he's pretty much just gonna let her die. She's gonna take down that air defense, which is what I think he was really looking for, because now he deploys his giant portion, and they're obviously going to go straight for that cannon. And once that cannon goes down, they're going to try and route to that mortar. He gets it down in time, luckily, because he wants them to break in right there. And King is just going to work south. He's going to Sui his king. Does bring a few wizards, so kind of a small Kiwi, I guess you could say. But that hound being up there, and now he takes care of the wizard and whatever else was up there. Brings a jump, doesn't, as you'll notice, waited for the giants and the Valkyries to beat through that wall, then place that jump spell. So that was a nice touch, letting them do the damage, not investing any troop space into the wall breakers. Pretty much a no-brainer with Valks, but he didn't bring that many of them, so good read on that, thinking that far ahead. And at this point, he's just bringing in his hogs. I think he had about 25 of them, and still has remaining 2 heal spells. Obviously, a couple of, these aren't the most maxed out Town Hall 10s, but still, the read on the base, everything was great, and, just beautiful to see. So, great job, Mess. Very creative. Loved the attack. And we'll go ahead, put this in 2 times. Has to kind of let everything work around. Storages in the center are going to take a while. But, yeah, guys, hope you enjoyed it. And leave a like, comment, subscribe, whatever you want to do. And until next time, try new things. And Cedarby, out.